Question. I'm really proud of our team. You know, I think we battled, we fought, we tried to the best of our ability to execute most of the game plan on offense and defense. You know, they're a hell of a team. They got a lot of weapons. Maisha Hines Allen is just special. You know, Asia Tur is really tough to guard. But I'm proud of the way we came out, and I'm proud of the way we battled. And just really looking forward to taking what we can take from this game and building on momentum heading into to Memphis and then on to SEC play.
Do you think at some point your players got a little out of sorts in the tempo a few times on the break?
I don't know if it was more out of tempo. You know, I thought we looked fatigued. You know, we were limited in numbers this week, and so we didn't get up and down the floor as much as we typically do. You know, I think we didn't shoot the ball as well as we typically do. You know, and a lot of times when you make shots, it gives you extra boost of energy. And, you know, I think that, you know, our decision making with understanding and learning, again, how to play fast, yet slow our minds, is something that's going to be a process for us all year long. And let's be honest, I don't think we've seen a defensive team that defended us as aggressively and as versatile as Louisville. They're a heck of a defensive team. They turned up the pressure. They're athletic, they're long, they're quick, and they made us make decisions and get to third and fourth options in our offense that other teams haven't made us do. So I think it's going to help us in the long run. No, there's no doubt about that. But I'm just proud of the way we battled.
I think they were 18 and 25 on twos in the first, like 34 points of paint. They end up, you cut that way down second half. What was the key there, and especially in the third, to changing that up?
I think just being more intentional about our coverages. You know, we got overextended on players we didn't need to get overextended on in the first half. You know, and in the second half we did a much better job of being intentional about who we're covering. You know, we were going to go all the way out on Asia Tur, and everybody else we were going to make them shoot contested shots. I think we did a better job in the second half of not allowing a lot of conversions on offensive rebound putbacks. I think we did a better job of making post players work for position and catch the ball outside the lane as opposed to just burying us inside. So I think we picked it up a little bit on the defensive end and just became more intentional.
There was some, you know, Lily is 3 of 15, but there's 2 or 3 plays where she's driving in the paint, making a real athletic move. What's your reaction when you see flashes of it, but it's not all there yet?
Well, I think my reaction is, holy cow, there's no way to stop that or teach that. You know, I think the biggest thing is, you know, a lot of times, Lily as well as other players on our, you know, we get in there and we do a great job of getting in the paint, and then we just throw up a shot thinking it's going to go in versus or hope for a foul instead of shooting a score. I mean, it's as simple as the mentality is every time I go in there, I'm going to go up strong enough that I'm going to score. If they foul me, I'm going to get an and one. I think sometimes we shoot first and think later. You know, but again, it's a lot of that is a product of, look, we're trying to play fast, and we're trying to play fast and against the top 10 team in the country, who's a little quicker to the rotations than some of the teams that we've played. And so when she's used to being wide open, all of a sudden there's a defender there. Now, how do we react to that? And that's part of all of our growth process, but Lily's in particular because she can beat so many people off the dribble.
Well, being just, you know, the rebounding to come back there too. I mean, I'm assuming that a lot of that is effort, but.
And I think a lot of it's positioning and a concerted effort to box out, and then offensively, yeah, 18 boards. That's another example of us, okay, getting extra possessions, and then we kind of threw it up there after we got the offensive rebound and didn't convert. You know, we just weren't very efficient tonight. You know, and you got to give Louisville a lot of credit for that, but also it's, again, a growth process for our team. We're used to making shots, and we didn't make as many, including free throws, as we typically do. So what do we do now to give ourselves an opportunity to put the ball in the hole? And, you know, it exposed some things that we need to work on, which is good. But I think there's also value in the fact that we competed until the end and we gave ourselves an opportunity. I think our team can grow and learn from this.
Development, with the hamstring is
Yeah. I mean,
lingering.
I think it's lingering. You know, anybody who's had a hamstring injury, it's not. I haven't ever had one, so I don't know. But they tell me that it takes a long time. It takes a long time, and it's nagging, and it just takes time. And she's trying to come back, and she didn't have her normal lift. She's not moving quite as well. You know, not only up and down the floor, but laterally. So, you know, hopefully we get 4 days, and they can go home and rest and recover and get some treatment and rehab, and hopefully we can get Becca back on the mend.
Coach, I got here kind of late because of an accident on I-24 and I was shot when I came in the door and saw Marquez out there. What in the world happened? I mean, it sounds almost like a miracle. I saw her getting pulled off on the stretcher the other night. Well, it's the last we'll see of her. But can you just share with us a little bit about what transpired?
Well, she's just a warrior. I mean, if you're somebody who loves this game, you certainly don't want to be on the bench when you're playing the number 8 team in the country. I can tell you that. But you know, with Marquez, she went to the hospital and she got all the tests, and you know, with the exception of you know, muscular and bumps and bruises and you know, some other things, they said that structurally she was sound. So she heard structurally she was sound, and she wanted to play, and she wanted to battle. And I think she did as much as she could, and as well as she could for the way that she was feeling. And I think just the fact that she was out there says a lot about Marquez Webb and her competitive spirit.
Stephanie, as you get ready for the SEC tournament, obviously you get a few days off in Memphis. Look ahead a bit to the SEC, and how ready do you think your team is for conference play?
You know, I think we're as ready as we should be for this time. You know, for a new staff and a new system and 5 freshmen. You know, and we really don't. We try not to look too far ahead. We try to just stay in the moment, and every day we try to get 1% better. And we're gonna be like that all year long. You know, we're gonna be like that all year long, and we're gonna approach Memphis the same way that we'll approach Texas A&M after that, the same way we'll approach Tennessee after that. You know, we got to stay in the moment, and we have to individually and collectively every day get 1% better. And we have to be intentional about some things that we've had some slippage on. We have to continue to get better on the defensive end of the floor. You know, I think the one thing that this game really prepares us for is the athleticism and the size of SEC. You know, we didn't see much of that in the non-conference, and it's something that we have to pay special attention to detail with as we move forward on both ends of the floor. And I think that this game really helps us prepare for that.
How in the world do you coach a player to shoot, go up strong, and shoot with contact and make a basket like that? I mean, they're used to shooting precisely, you know, without any opposition, I guess, but to go up like stronger, wouldn't that affect your shot some? Or what do you do to help a player do that?
We just try to practice it. You know, we just try to practice power finishes. We try to practice, you know, finishes with contact. You know, we talk all the time about going up strong and shooting soft. And you know, there's really no substitute for experience. So, you know, I think each and every game that our players experience this, particularly our young players, then they learn a little bit more about what they have to do in terms of focus, about what they have to do in terms of strength, about what they have to do in terms of balance, center of gravity, body control, and you know, all of those things. And that's something that we'll continue to drill as well.
If I could just follow up again on, you looking forward to getting into SEC play? You know, you mentioned it's going to be a little bit different from the non-conference schedule. What are you looking forward to out of this?
You know, I'm looking forward to just night in and night out, going against great coaches who prepared their teams in unique ways, because everybody has such an intimate knowledge of one another when you get into conference play. And so nothing's going to be the way that you thought it was going to be. So as a coach, it's the ever-evolving chess match, and I love that. I love that we have the best and deepest league in the country, and that every night we have to bring it. I love that. I love that there are going to be, you know, multiple nights where we're playing top 25 teams, and I love that. You know, and I think the challenge for our players to be able to have their A game every night is fun. Like, that's why we do this. And so we challenge them every day to have their A game in practice, because if we don't have it at practice, it sure isn't gonna transfer over to the game. And so it's just, you know, this is why we play the game. This is why we love it. And I'm excited about it to go through it for my first time. Hopefully our freshmen are as excited as I am. Our returners are gonna show us the way. And they're already telling us where we need to eat, where we need to stay, all that stuff. So hopefully on the court they'll show us the way as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Just to clarify on Webb, then she was with back spasms. Then
Yeah, you know, you might have to get with Kim. I know she was having some spasms. I know she was having some soreness. I know she was having some other things. Probably things like, you know, we feel every day.
Can you bring Kim in?
But I mean, you might want to go with straight back.
Messing with you.
Yeah, back and neck issues. And, you know, she's had a history of back issues, so.
And she went to the hospital this week.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah,